the very special Hilula of Rabbi Yitzchak Abu Hatzera. And there is a very interesting segula that at least I have seen it with my own eyes regarding different people. That is, you buy a bottle of arak. You buy a bottle of arak, okay? Leilu Nishmat Chacham Yitzchak Rabbi Yitzchak Abu Hatzera, and you write down in a paper, in a sticky note, whatever, you write it down, a special bakasha that you would like Borei Olam to fulfill it for you in the merit and the zechut of the tzaddik, okay? And you write down that will be open for next year, and especially to share it with Talmidei Chachamim. So it's very interesting. I know personally 2 people. One of them, they couldn't have children for many, many years, and they actually did it. And that year they got a baby boy. And the second case that I know also personally was a boy, 28 years old. No, 31 years old. Couldn't find his shidduch, and he bought that year the bottle, and he got married. Again, it's segula, so it's good to know. However, either you do the segula, you don't do the segula, definitely it's good to light a candle, to pray in the zechut and the merit of Rabbi Yitzchak Abu Hatzera. Zechuto yagena aleinu, amen. So, I would like to share with you a short Dvar Torah that I heard from a rabbi in Muncie. He says like this: Vayishma Yitro Kohen Midyan Choten Moshe. Yitro heard Ma Shama Shmoa Uba, which information did he got that he decided to come? So Rashi brings 2 things, right? What are the 2 things that Yitro heard? Kriyat Yam Suf u'Milchamet Amalek. Now the truth is that it's, usually Rashi doesn't go out from the pshat of the pasuk. The pasuk is telling us, "Vayishma Yitro Kohen Midyan Choten Moshe et kol asher asa Elokim leMoshe u'Yisrael amo ki hotzi Hashem et Yisrael miMitzrayim." So if Borei Olam, the pasuk, the Torah is telling us what did Yitro heard, why Rashi is asking the question, and not only why he's asking the question, why he's adding also Milchamet Amalek. What's the connection, Biklan? Milchamet Amalek, it's not Yetziat Mitzrayim. The Torah says, Ki hotzi Hashem et Yisrael miMitzrayim. There was many years ago, there was a Yehudi in Eretz Israel that he had, Baruch Hashem, he was looking good, normal, but one thing he didn't have. He didn't have hairs in his arms. Not one hair. Nothing. So the grandson, the oldest grandson, he was 11 years old at the time, and he looked at his grandfather and he said, "Saba, why you don't have hairs in your arms? Like all the adults that I know they have. What happened?" He says, "It's not for today. When you grow up, you'll become bar mitzvah. I'll tell you. Please, didn't help. Bar mitzvah, I'll tell you." Okay. 2 years later, Baruch Hashem, his bar mitzvah arrived. He was anxious. He wanted to know so much, so he went over to his grandfather and he told him, "Saba, that's it. I'm bar mitzvah. I want to know why." He says, "Wait." He says, "Wait. Be'ezrat Hashem, at the bar mitzvah party that you're gonna have, you'll get the answer." The bar mitzvah party started. And then all the orchim, all the people are coming in, and suddenly everybody sees a man that enters to the hall, and this man didn't have one hair in his whole entire body. Not one hair. And as soon as he enters, the Saba, the grandfather of the boy, gets up and he runs to the guy. They hug each other, they cry together. Such an emotional moment. And he brings him to to the table of the, of the family of the Rabbanim, the Hashuvim. He takes the mic, the grandfather, and he says, "My dear friends, I have a very good friend of mine here. His name is Chaim. I would like to give, the honor to Chaim to say a couple of words." Rabbi Chaim stands up, and Chaim says, "You may ask yourself why I have no hair. Baruch Hashem, it's not because of a disease, but it's actually thanks to your grandfather." "What do you mean?" And he said over the following story, crazy story. He said that him and his grandfather and the grandfather of the boy, they were both taken to Auschwitz. Once they got to Auschwitz, they separated. They did the selection in Menachem and Zichram. And the guys that were being chosen to work, before they started to work, they needed to enter into a certain type of a pit with a chemical, right? Quick in and out to clean them from lice. How do you say? Lice. Menachem, the Nazis said that all the Jews they have lice. Therefore, they should put them all inside that chemical. Lice on piocos. Okay? Inside that chemical, 2 or 3 seconds, that's it. Now Chaim said that when he got to Auschwitz, they separated him from his mother. His mother was already killed. His siblings. He was in the right side. All of the family was in the other side. Rabotai. The mother wanted to give the last hug to her son. She pulls over to the right side to give a hug, and the Nazi Menachem went out, and he yelled and he shoot her in front of the eyes of her son, and then he shoot the whole entire family. Menachem. This Chaim was a young boy. He said, "I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. What's the point?" When he was taken to that pit with the chemical, he said, "I'm staying here. I'm staying inside the chemical, and if Borei Olam wants me, want to kill me, that's it. I'll die." The Baty was inside that chemical, and he started to burn him. Usually they were going in and out in seconds. He stayed there, and he said, "I don't know how much time I was inside." Then I started to think about myself, about what the Nazis did to me, about how much suffering I have. And then a thought came over to my mind, and I said to myself, these Rashaim, the Nazis, were able to take everything from me. My parents, my siblings, my house, my goods, my clothing, everything they took. But one thing, they can't take it. And it's my Emunah. My Emunah that I have on Borei Olam cannot take it from me. He said that when he got out, he said to himself, "I'll go out." Now he was burning, and he said, "I wanted to go out, and because I was inside already a good amount of time, I got so weak that I was not able to move my hands." And then he said, "Your grandfather saw me. And when he realized that I was inside and I was not coming out, he ran, he put his hands inside that chemical to hold me from the arms and to try to pull me out." Now he was young, I also was young, but for a young fellow to pick up another guy, it's not easy. And he pulled himself, and his hands were burning inside. He took me out. I was all burnt. He said, "Throughout all the war, your grandfather hid me because he knew that if the Nazis will find me, they will kill me. They will see a burnt person, they will say, that's it. He saved my life. And that's why your grandfather has no hairs in the arms. And then he said, when I came out, I said, I promise you that we will both get saved from this, and I'll come to you the first bar mitzvah of your grandson. So here I am, coming to share that story, to say how much hakarat hatov I have to your grandfather. So says this rabbi, he says, you know what happened by Yitro? Yitro, he heard, but not only him, everybody heard. Shame'u amim il gazun. Everybody shaked when they heard Kriyat Yamsuf. So what was the cause? What was the cause? It says Kriyat Yamsuf or Milchamet Amalek. You know what happened in Kriyat Yamsuf and Milchamet Amalek, my dear friends? Chazal is saying that on Kriyat Yamsuf and on Milchamet Amalek both, there were two powers that got together in Am Yisrael. One, the power of Emunah, like we know, Vayaminu ba'Hashem of Moshe Avdo, and also by Amalek. He says that Videh Moshe Kevedim, and then Vayi Kaasher Yarim Moshe Yado veGavar Israel, veKaasher Yaniach Yado veGavar Amalek. And the Gemara writes, the Gemara asks, V'chi Yadav Shem Moshe Osim Milchama, with the hands of Moshe they do the war. And the answer of the Gemara is no. When Moshe Rabbeinu was picking up his hands, what was happening? Am Yisrael were looking up to Shemaim. They were getting chizuk on emunah, and that was the power that they had to defeat Amalek. But there is one more thing. That's emunah. The second thing that we found also by Amalek and also by Kriyat Yamsuf was the chesed. How chesed? Where do you find chesed? It says on Kriyat Yamsuf, Chazal is saying that there were many people that were sick people. They got cured only, there's machloket, but according to one of the explanations, they get cured in Matan Torah beforehand. Right? In Matan Torah. Which means before that, there were a lot of sick people. Imagine now we saw the pictures of the 3 hostages that came out from Gaza. Mach Shema v'zichran those Hamas. Borei Olam will punish them soon. So these guys came out. You see them. You know what did they say? They said that they started to feed them a couple of weeks before to let them have some strength to stand up. They couldn't stand up. Some of them, they were inside the tunnels without moving for weeks. Mach Shema. Huh? Yes. Imagine Am Yisrael getting out after 80 years of very hard slavery. Chazal is saying that the zechut of the chesed that they help each other was the zechut of Kriyat Yamsuf. And by Milchamet Amalek we found it also. Videh Moshe Kevedim, the hands of Moshe are heavy. What happened at that moment? What happened at that moment when the hands of Moshe are heavy? Huh? Ve'Aaron ve'Hur tamechu biyadav. Aaron and Hur, they help him out with the hands. Chesed. When Am Yisrael saw the hands of Moshe, was not only the emunah that they got, was the chizuk in chesed that they got by seeing how Aaron and Hur tamechu biyadav. Says the rabbi, that was the thing that gave chizuk to Yitro. He said, I know the goyim. I know the goyim. Miracles we saw many times. But to see a nation that they have emunah in such a high level, and they have such a chesed in such a high level, I want to be part of this nation. I'll just finish with this. When there was a whole balagan in Israel, there's always balagan, but when there was a balagan in Israel, so Netanyahu came out and he spoke about how we gotta respect and how we have to understand that we're all brothers, and even guys that are from one side of the politics, they should love the other side as well. We're all brothers. That was the sentence. When Trump was about to get killed, so Biden stood up, and what did he say? He didn't say we're all brothers. We said we're friends. Please, we're friends. We have to respect each other. No brotherhood. By Am Yisrael, we're brothers. We're brothers. Whenever we understand that we're brothers, that goes way above friendship, way above anything else. Whenever you're my brother, so I have to love you just because you're my brother. That's our job. Emunah and Chesed, those will be the two midot of Ezat Hashem. We will be zocheh to the final Geulah Shlema b'Yemina b'Yameinu Amen. רבי יוחנן בן הקשה אומר, יצא הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל לפיכך